Zombie, the 1980 Italian horror classic, was recently released on Blu-ray from Blue Underground. The limited edition 3-disc set includes the film remastered in 4K, as well as a second disc full of special features, and a third containing the soundtrack CD. The Blu-ray was released with 3 different covers, and I chose the one with the iconic worm eye zombie. I agonized over which cover to get, but I think I made the right choice. So I've got reviews coming up for all the newest horror Blu-rays, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. In fact, my next review will be on... Oh, that's right. This seems to be the only channel on YouTube that Sony blocks when a clip or still photo from one of their films is shown. Fair use my ass. Do I sound bitter? Zombie begins with a mysterious boat that arrives in New York Harbor. The cops hop aboard and it seems to be deserted until... I love this opening sequence. It's expertly handled and starts the film off on a high note. So a reporter gets wind of this incident and joins up with a young woman to investigate. Apparently the boat in question belongs to her father, so she and the reporter want to track him down. The woman is played by Taissa Farrow, who I remember most from another Italian horror film, Anthropophagus, also known as the Grim Reaper in the United States. That movie is best remembered for a scene where the cannibal killer rips a baby out of a pregnant woman's stomach and eats it. Yeah, maybe that'll be my next review. So along the way, they join up with a vacationing couple and make their way to a mysterious island. The music when they get to the island is some of the cheesiest vacation-type music I've ever heard, and I love it. Since I now own the soundtrack, I'll be able to listen to it whenever I want. Jealous? On the island, we meet an obsessed doctor who is trying to determine why the dead are coming back to life. The characters eventually join forces in an attempt to survive the zombie menace.
Out there, they're coming back to life. They're everywhere.
Directed by Lucio Fulci, Zombie was quickly put into production after George Romero's classic Dawn of the Dead was unleashed upon the world. But it's not fair to say that Zombie is a ripoff of the Romero classic, because this film is different in every way from Romero's film. Unlike Dawn of the Dead, Zombie goes back to the voodoo roots of zombie lore. This is one of the things I love about the film. It's different from most zombie movies, with its island setting and voodoo undertones.
I don't believe that voodoo can bring the dead back to life.
And Lucas not believe that the dead be dead.
Speaking of different, this movie has some truly crazy and unique scenes. Want to see a zombie fight a shark? It's right here. This crazy scene is all the more impressive knowing it was done without the aid of CGI or green screens or any of that stuff. Apparently the zombie is played by the shark trainer in this scene, who could also hold his breath underwater for long periods of time. Another scene, which is probably the most iconic in Italian horror movie history, is of course, the eyeball sequence. So a woman is terrorized by a zombie who punches through her door. We are then shown in excruciating detail her head being pulled towards a splinter of wood. And just when you think it's going to cut away, it doesn't. Amazing. The special effects in this movie are fantastic, and they really hold up beautifully in high definition. The zombie carnage and gore looks excellent, and the zombies themselves are amazing and unique. They've got skin falling off and worms coming out of their eyes and just look disgusting. I love the mannerisms of the zombies in this. They are so empty and shallow in a way. They are menacing throughout the film, but not through growling or snapping teeth or any of that stuff. They just slowly and methodically lumber along. One zombie in particular is a pervert though, as it spies on a woman taking a shower. I mentioned the music earlier and it really is fantastic. Fabio Frizzi does an amazing job and his zombie theme is truly excellent. The movie is beautifully directed by Italian horror legend Lucio Fulci. Fulci is unflinching in his framing of the gore scenes and he relies heavily on sound and atmosphere throughout the film. This movie really is the product of a visionary and skilled filmmaker, and it shows with every frame. Zombie offers a unique and very different take on the zombie legend. The movie is a bit slowly paced at times, but once it kicks into high gear, it never lets up. This release is loaded with special features. We've got interviews with some of the actors involved, as well as many of those behind the scenes. Director Lucio Fulci sadly passed away in 1996, so he's not included here, but there's still a ton of information. Disappointingly for me, some of the cast revealed just how much of a bully Fulci could be on the set. Apparently he was difficult to work for at times, and had a bad temper. It's really too bad, but I guess not all directors can be the nice guys that Craven, Romero, and many other horror filmmakers were. But it still doesn't change the fact that Fulci was a very talented guy who made some really excellent films. Rounding out the extras are 2 different audio commentaries, trailers, behind-the-scenes photos, and a booklet with writing on the film. We're in a weird time where digital downloads seem to be slowly taking hold and physical media isn't as popular anymore. Thankfully, there are still lots of great releases from companies like Blue Underground, Scream Factory, and Arrow Video, just to name a few. This is great for classic horror films from the past, but this leaves modern horror films with almost bare-bones releases these days. It's a shame, and I do hope this weird obsession with digital downloads will fade away. And honestly, screw digital downloads anyway. I can't say enough good things about this release from Blue Underground. The picture quality and extras are top-notch, and the film itself is a horror classic. Highly recommended.